nerderotic.com.
So yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of the premiere of Game of Thrones, and it didn't trend. Nobody cared. And they just announced like 3 weeks previous, George had signed a effing deal for 5 years to develop 5 prequels. One of them is called Flea Bottom, which is about some King's Landing. And it's like nobody cares. The only people that are still hanging around are bless them, are the book fans. The book fans are hanging on because they have waited so long. They deserve some type of closure. And George put up a cryptic post a couple of days ago saying that he's leaving the cabin, but he also said, I'm woefully behind. And he had a bad year. Everybody had a bad year, but like he had it within his power to finish this story, which would have really helped HBO. It would have helped these prequels. It would have at least hung on to the book fans. There's people out there who are defending season 8, but it's the minority. I mean, this was a complete disaster. It's a dead franchise. It is a dead franchise, and HBO will find out, after their first year of House of the Dragon, and it gets about 1 million viewers, because they're making it expecting 10 million viewers. That's what they're expecting, 10, 15 million overnight viewers, and then a bunch more on their apps and everything, and they're just not going to get it. Like, people are not going to get suckered again.
I hope they were reading the comments to their tweet that they sent out. Winter is coming. It's like, really? How fucking dare you say that to me? How dare you say that to all the millions of fans that you absolutely let down? Just totally ruined this show worse than I think any other fucking show, period. The thing is, with Star Trek, with Doctor fucking Who, we still can go back in the past and enjoy those shows. I can't enjoy a minute of fucking Game of Thrones now, not a fucking minute of it, because I know that it all leads to that bitter disappointment. So what is the fucking point of going back there and watching any Game of Thrones? I mean, it's dead. At least Doctor Who, God almighty, we've got 260, some odd hours of Doctor Who that we could like cycle through maybe 4 more times before we, drop or something, watching Doctor Who, of watching reruns of it, going through it again. We can never run out of Doctor Who. Star Trek, we've got, tons of great Star Trek in the past.
At least when AT&T decided to do the Snyder Cut, that was a company going, maybe we did this guy wrong. And however we feel about fucking Zach right now, it was a company showing a little bit of humility in the face of being able to make a lot of money. By the way, there's still a lot of motivation to do well. And you would think that if you have the ability to maybe fix something that could, I don't know, set your franchise on the right path, you would think they might consider it. You know what? Ego's be damned, and they gave Dan and Dave everything, and HBO, to their credit, wanted to do more Game of Thrones, but of course Dan and Dave wanted to leave, and you should have let them leave. And then bring somebody else on. But what's done is done. They'll never remake it. And there's no way you would have to remake just the whole damn thing. Because like if you're gonna go back and fix screw ups, then you can go all the way back to Tyrion and Tysha and taking out his wife, and there was a lot of mistake. Lady Stoneheart, no glass candles, no magic whatsoever. There's too much to even talk about. And what's done, and for them to come out and go, come and join us for this marathon. And I read a couple of comments where the people are actually watching it. It's like, why? I rewatched this series so much up until season 7. I stopped rewatching episodes. I was like, I don't want to relive that. But George coming out and signing a deal and then being either coy. All right, we could try to say, okay, let's look at this with the glass half full. He's almost finished with one book. By the way, I wouldn't sign this deal unless I was finished with both fucking books, not just one. And then he signs this deal, and at some point, it doesn't say it in the blog, but he said it in, I think it was a Hollywood Reporter. He goes, it's a career-making deal. Dude, you're 72. Your career is made. What do you think? You're 30? Like, your career is made. You don't need any more money. You just bought a fucking choo-choo train, a train on a whim. It's a big fuck you to the fans. It's a giant fuck you to the fans. And I don't know if I mean, George is a huge nerd, so I don't know if he just doesn't realize it. He's surrounded by a bunch of yes men and women. I saw them in person. There was 10 of them. He has a posse around him.
Wow.
And they're just like, a bunch of lick spittles. So it's either that or he just, doesn't give a fuck. They keep reprinting the books and releasing them. And even the diehards are starting to lose faith now. And you should, because this book isn't finishing. We're going to have to come up with endings on our own. I know you made a video on how you would end season 8. And it was great, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm going to probably for my own personal closure, considering how much time I put in the book, on the 10-year anniversary of A Dance with Dragon, I'm going to start a little book club where we're going to just come up with our own ending, and then say goodbye, then kiss it, say goodbye. And it's too bad. I love this franchise as much as I loved anything, dude, anything. And it was a bummer. I wish the books were going to finish, but they're not. He's obviously not interested anymore. I don't know if you heard, but like when he has a good day writing, it's 3 or 4 pages. And it used to be 40.
Yeah.
So, but even at that pace, at 10 years, if you wrote 3 pages a day, you'd be done. And he's nowhere near done. So he's going to leave the cabin in a couple of months. And that cabin is usually where he goes to finish books. And he has the audacity to fucking say, I'm about to deliver a Wild Cards book at the end. So I signed a deal to make more Game of Thrones shows based on a story that I'm not going to finish. And then I'm going to deliver another book that I'm editing. The responsible thing to do, George, would be to say no to absolutely everything until you're done with the book. That's what you owe the fans, unless you don't feel like you owe the fans anything. And, then your legacy's going to be destroyed. That's all. I mean, it'll be trashed. So much for subverting the tropes of Tolkien, buddy.
Well, he is subverting the tropes of Tolkien because, Tolkien finished.
Yes.
And, so I mean, hey, foiling that trope of finishing.
Oh, yep. Yes, you got him there. And yes, he's Tolkien's bitch. He's Tolkien's bitch.
Absolutely.
That's what he is. If you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. And if you did this with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.